Hey everyone, Sandy Charles here with another Sandy Says for Sports360az.com. I'm joined by a very special guest. Darby is not only a Cardinals cheerleader, but she's also a registered nurse right here in the Valley, and she is fighting on the front lines of the coronavirus. Darby, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
Thank you for having me.
So, first off, you just finished up your fourth season with the Cardinals. Why did
Yeah.
you want to be a Cardinals cheerleader?
So, my whole life, I grew up dancing and cheering. And when I was done with nursing school, I knew that I wanted to pursue dancing in the NFL. And the Cardinals organization have been a part of my life since I was really young. I'm a native of Arizona. And so I went and I auditioned, and it's been the most life changing 4 years. And so I'm really glad that I went after it.
What do you do in an off season? How involved are the cheerleaders still?
So we're extremely involved in the off season, just as involved in the off season as we are in the season. During the season, obviously there are games, and so we have the performances and we have practice. But then outside of the season, we're not practicing still, but we're still in the community just as much, if not more. So we're going to schools and we're going to, read books at schools and hospitals and food banks and different events along those lines. And we're still out in the community just as much. I almost think off season we're in the community more because there's more time. And so we're just as involved off season as we are in.
You are a registered nurse, Frontlines right now of the coronavirus, COVID 19, in the ER. Let's all specify
Yes.
that is where you are.
Mhm.
First, let's get to before COVID. Why did you want to be a nurse?
Yeah, so before COVID, so I have been a nurse for 6 years now, and I started nursing school 8 years ago. So my whole life, I knew I wanted to do something in healthcare. I have a lot of family in healthcare, and I knew that that was something that I wanted to do. And more specifically, I really wanted to be at the bedside, and I wanted to be with the patients and doing those interventions and spending that time with them. And that was really a nurse in my eyes. And so I went to nursing school, and as cheesy as it sounds, I really just wanted to help people, and I wanted to be able to impact people's lives and be there with them, especially in an ER setting. That's some of the worst, most vulnerable days of their life. And I wanted to be with people in those times and provide them with support and with care. And so that to me was nursing. And so I'm really glad I did it because it's exactly what I had hoped that it would be.
Like, and you're in the ER, so you're the first line that all of these people, that even if they have a symptom, anything, they see what's it been like in the ER right now.
Yeah, so I actually work for the fifth busiest emergency department in the entire country. And so we are very used to fast pace and high stress. I think the best word to describe what we're experiencing right now is just the word different. It's just a lot different. And I think because this is a novel coronavirus, every day things are changing. And so as more research and the information gets better, what we're doing is also changing. And so I think every day I just try and keep in my heart and in my mind that I'm doing the best that I can with the information that I have. And that information might change the next day and the next day, but we're just trying to keep up with things and provide the best care that we can for our patients while also protecting ourselves. So it's just different. Different is the word that I would describe how my department has been recently.
Now, protecting yourself, you're in there every day dealing with these people. So, are you just covered head to toe with everything to protect yourself?
Yes, we definitely have a lot of protection. So I would wear a gown. I would change my scrubs first when I get there into surgical scrubs so that I can leave them at the hospital. But I would put on the surgical scrubs, a gown, gloves. I would have on eye protection, an N95 mask with a surgical mask over the top of that, a face shield, and my hair would be covered.
Wow.
And so there's a lot of protection, and every patient that you're in their room, it kind of varies as to what version of that you have. But luckily, my hospital does have the supplies that we need. And so I'm very thankful for that.
Are you seeing any consistency? I've seen so many different symptoms. Is there any consistency to this thing at all?
So, and again, yeah, it's one of those things, the information changes. I think just the main ones that are kind of out in the community that the CDC and the World Health Organization are putting forward are pretty consistent. So cough, fever, shortness of breath, sore throat. There is a lot of the decreased smell and the decreased taste. And I have friends working over in New York, and they said that that largely is a symptom over there. And so definitely the fever with the cough and the respiratory symptoms are kind of a big sign of it.
What can people do, like the people like me that are quarantined in their house? Is there anything we can do to help you healthcare workers that are on the front line?
Doing exactly what you're doing is what's helping us the most, is social distancing and quarantining and just staying away from large groups of people. That's the best way to help support healthcare, is just by staying inside, and anyone can do it. And so yeah, staying inside is largely the best way to help the healthcare system for sure.
Darby, how have the Cardinal supported you during this coronavirus?
So the organization has been incredibly supportive, and I'm really lucky to be involved in an organization that really cares about all of their employees. And people from front office that are high up in front office have been reaching out to me and asking what they can do to help, and have been donating meals to my hospital. And there was actually an alumni player that dropped off 200 individual meals to our night shifters, which is incredible. And all of my teammates have been reaching out, and they've been sending me little Starbucks gift cards by email and sending me text messages. And my coach has been really supportive and has been reaching out a lot, just making sure that we're doing okay. And so I feel really supported by the organization and my teammates.